What is going on, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and once again, my fellow Descendants, we have a lot of information that the game just passed along, so as always, I want to take a few moments, go over those details. We're going to jump right into it, and if you happen to enjoy this, do me a favor, hit that like button really quick, and if you want to stay up to speed on all things The First Descendant, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button as well, and I will be leaving my creator code in the comments section for those of you that have been asking. So first of all, they put out a message about a maintenance that we can expect tomorrow, and you can see they said the following. There will be a server maintenance from midnight to 5 a.m. Pacific on July 18th, which is tomorrow. The game will be unavailable during that time. We will update you when the maintenance begins and ends and provide more details on the hotfix 1.0.3 announcement. Now at this point, we do not have any details, but once we get that information, I promise to bring it to you right away. I'm hoping that should be at one point today. Again, just turn on those notifications. You will know as soon as I drop that video. Now the next thing, and this is something we've been talking about multiple times over the last week, are a few different issues that players are running into very often, unfortunately. Now, the game says lately there have been an increased reports of inappropriate behavior in our game. While the dev team is working on measures, we want to remind Descendants of the following guidelines. The use, distribution, or creation of unauthorized programs is strictly prohibited. Do not go AFK during co-play. If you need to step away, please do so in Albion only. Please refrain from AFK farming during missions. And finally, at the bottom, they finish off by saying we are always striving to create a fun and pleasant gaming environment for Descendants. Please keep in mind these rules and help us build a greater community together. Now, the one issue people are really reaching out to me about directly is the third one, which happens all the time to so many different players. And it takes place when you jump into a mission, you use random matchmaking, you have a group of 4, and you're cruising along, you realize there are only 3 of you, and upon checking your map, you see that 4th person is just standing like at the beginning of the mission. They're not doing anything, and halfway through you wind up checking your map again and you see them move a little bit. That's just so their character looks like they're being active. And then when you get to the end of the mission, the one player that hasn't been doing all the time winds up teleporting there immediately. They take out the boss with you, then they collect the loot. It's just a pain in the ass, you know what I mean? So that's something I hope they can fix very soon, which brings up a topic a lot of us have been talking about here, and that is the whole vote to kick thing. Now we are going to see what happens over the next few days. I have no idea if that hotfix is going to talk about implementing some feature at this point, but I think we can all agree the one thing we don't want to see happen is people having the ability to use it in a very toxic way. You know what I mean? You get to the very end, you're about to take out the boss, and someone says, all right, I'm giving you the boot. That would suck, you know what I mean? So we will see what happens over the next few days, and as always, let me know your thoughts on this situation in the comments section down below. Have you even encountered this? You know, for me, it's only happened like maybe 6, 7 times, something like that. It's nothing that's really prevalent in my gameplay, but I do hear from enough people saying it's an issue. I do hope they fix it soon. Now you can see on screen we finally did get an announcement that the issue people were having with their Twitch drops should now be fixed. The game said Twitch drops rewards delay issue has now been resolved. We're sorry for the inconvenience, and they leave a link on how to connect everything or figure everything out. Now I'm going to leave that link in the video description, and please let me know in the comment section. Can you finally now collect the rewards you've been waiting on from Twitch? I hope you can. You know, I've been hearing from some people saying they got them earlier and other people are still waiting, so we'll see what happens, but keep me posted on that. Another issue that's been brought to my attention has to do with endgame rewards, and what I'm referring to is the fact that when you reach endgame and you defeat all the bosses again, you're supposed to receive a reward, and apparently people are not getting it. Now, I've heard from many people out there, you've reached out to the game directly. Thankfully, they did respond, and they said, you know, hey, we are aware this is happening. We are working on a fix, and not only that, there will be some sort of compensation for what took place. Now, at this point, I do not have those details, but I did want to make sure I passed along that information, letting you know the game is working on a fix for that. Finally today, my friends, I want to talk about the player base, and we had an incredible first week on this game. For PlayStation and Xbox, we were ranked 4th, and this has to do with weekly active users. For Steam, I think the game was ranked 3rd, so again, these are very impressive numbers, but it brings me to a very important detail, and that is even though we are going to start to see those numbers decline over the next few weeks, the game is still sitting pretty good, you know, as we roll into week 2, and I know a lot of you are thinking, well, who gives a shit? It's only week 2. What's the big deal? It has to do with the fact we've seen a lot of hype behind games in the past at launches, and you're thinking, what the f is this. This is not what you promised. This isn't even close to what you promised. It completely misses the mark, and then 2 or 3 days in, people will completely and totally bail on a game. I mean, look what happened with Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. That was a hot mess. And then what happens is you've spent all this money, you do not enjoy the game, you try to get a refund. Let's say maybe you can, maybe you can't. But going back to what's impressive about the numbers for The First Descendant is that this is a free-to-play game. You know what I mean? There is no financial obligation whatsoever to keep showing up, and yet on a daily basis. You have players continue to return no matter what. Like for me, I'm a casual player. I have an hour here, an hour there to play. I just got to White Knight Gulch, you know what I mean? Like I'm really taking my time with this game. I'm enjoying it, and I know the struggle is real. I've heard stories from so many of you out there saying that you're trying to unlock one of the Descendants for free. You're having a very hard time getting something to drop, but you're still playing. You know what I mean? And what's great is you do not have to buy anything whatsoever. Now for me, the only thing I've purchased at this point has been the Battle Pass. I'm glad I did. I like getting those extra boosts here and there. It does help out. And what's great is that if you want to, speed up certain aspects of your gameplay, you can, but the bottom line is you don't need to. And that to me, my friends, is one of the most impressive things about The First Descendant, is that I actually am looking forward to playing, looking forward to that grind, trying to get certain things I haven't picked up as yet. Let me know your thoughts, and as always, questions, comments, or feedback, let me know as well, and I will do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. With all that being said, I'm going to start to wrap this up. However, as always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible support of this content. It's been amazing. And not only that, for me, after playing a game for a week, if I'm still into it, that's a really good sign, especially as someone who primarily plays looter shooters. This is kind of my wheelhouse. Now, I am, again, slowly making my way to endgame. So for those of you out there that have asked for farming videos, build videos, things like that, those will be coming soon. I did post a video the other day going over some early game weapons that in my opinion you want to pick up as quickly as possible. I will leave a link to that in the video description down below, and as I said earlier, make sure you turn on those notifications. I will give you that hotfix update once we get it. Once again, thank you for the privilege of your time, and as I mention at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.